Alright guys, we're back for another Dokkan battle video. So, let's just jump into this. We're gonna do the update to the DOKKANFEST TURs. So again, what I'm doing these days is I do a top 15 DOKKANFEST TURs. Now again, that's DOKKANFEST TURs. So I'm not including characters like Chi-Chi or General Blue, who are two characters who probably could make this list. Chi-Chi probably... Chi-Chi's got to be the most underrated character in the game, but I mean, whatever. All right, so let's jump into it. Let's see how things are going to go. I wasn't really able to make this before Ginyu was released. Although, to be fair, I mean, Ginyu was only a few days after Tao. I do like to take my time with these. Because, again, I'm not really just looking to, you know, just, like, kind of, like, shit them out. Like, I do try and put a lot of thought into them. Make sure that they're not like garbage, right, as time goes on. So, okay, let's just go ahead and jump in here. Let's start at number 15, and then we can go ahead and grab 14 as well. The only reason these guys are down so low to me, I mean, is mainly their HP debuffing mechanic. I really like what this guy does, but, I mean, he is damaging you, which is a pain. He can take a bunch of damage. So as your HP gets lower, he gets very tanky. If you have him in slot 3 and then your HP is below 59%, this guy is going to be really difficult to even damage at all, right? Like, he's going to be really good. His support is also really strong. Remember, I'm always going to be almost giving, like, extra credit to characters, like strong support type characters who are good enough to be run in this difficult content stages is good, right? But this guy does have limitations, for sure. This unit, you know, I've talked at length about my issues with this character. I think that there's a couple of different ways this character could be fixed. All it takes is his super attack effect. If you remove this and turn this into a stack, he's the #1 TUR. Easily, without question, right? He would be, and that's truthfully what he should have been, right? It is crazy that all that needs to be adjusted is his super attack effect, and he's just instantly #1 by far. Like, he would be so crazy. But, you know, such is life. I also would like this guy a lot more if you were able to save this safely. So, once his intro wears off right here, he's a fish. And, I mean, it's designed where you have his intro. He's solid, besides him damaging yourself. His intro runs out, and then you go into a standby, and then you revive, and then once he revives, then he's got all of this, right? That's the design of the character. He would be significantly better if you could safely save this until the really problematic phase, and then bust it out. You could do that now, but you're taking in huge risk. If you're dicking around with this guy, if this is not up, and this is not up, he is a fish of fish. Right? So, just understand that, right? Like, if he did not have this intro, like, this shit locked to his intro, and you could actually just use this as a true, like, team protector mechanic, that would also, in my mind, make him significantly better. But the way he's designed, if you try and save this, you're asking for trouble. Even from weaker bosses, right? Can slap him around. So there's that. Next, let's just go and grab these two, Paikon and Janemba. I think that they're both pretty good. Paikon can be very effective with his Ghost Usher, his support capabilities, his dodging. I don't know that I really need to talk about Paikon too much. He's not that complex of a character, but you never, ever, 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 ever want to underrate these right here. Ghost Ushers. The Ghost Ushers are so broken. Absolutely busted. Tech Janemba's pretty good. Nice defensive character. If there's some negative about him that I would point out, it's just that Super Janemba is very reliant on dodge. And, I mean, there is a lot of dodge canceling all over. One of my favorite fights currently is the fight against Red Zone Blue Goku. Because I think that's kind of like I would say, like, the best structured fight right now. Where it's challenging right away, and there's boss mechanics which are taking away your ability to play, which is well, I'll speak for myself when the game gets a bit more exciting because, you know, the boss is actually a threat rather than just some fish sitting there waiting for us to beat its ass, right? So, I really do like that Red Zone Blue Goku fight. And, I mean, Janemba can work in there, but, I mean, that fight has dodge canceling, right? But Janemba's good, though. Janemba's certainly solid. I mean, if you run him in slot 2 against that Blue Goku, I mean, you at least do have this up until he gets hit, right? So, I mean, he could do some stuff. I like these EZA characters quite a bit. All right, next, we can go ahead and grab AGL Cell. I wish AGL Cell would be a bit higher, but I really, man... Chad, I've just seen some bad stuff from him. I just don't understand still why this is like this. Why is his guard for only 3 turns? I find it pretty frustrating considering that these fights oftentimes are going 10 turns, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 turns, right? In some of these really, really tough fights. And, I mean, it's, you know, you're just going to lose the ability to do that. His active skill is very strong, you know, basically a team protector mechanic for the most part. I mean, it only lasts 1 turn, so provided the boss does, you know, expend their supers during that turn. But I don't really ever see this, almost ever. I mean, outside of his, like, initial showcase, I just find it tough to get that when HP is below 50%. I mean, it's just one of those things where it's like, you know, a lot of times bosses in this game, they don't whittle you down. They just kill you. They just exterminate you is what they do. So, yeah, there we go. All right, moving on. Next, we have Path to Power Kid Goku. So, Path to Power Kid Goku, people on the last couple of tier lists, they really wanted him moved up. And it was like he is good. He certainly can get clapped up a little bit by some of the scarier bosses. But, I mean, I don't know. I wasn't really feeling it. But I think the way Kid Goku feels on this Tao team, it's like, oh yeah, I moved him up. And I mean, I quite honestly could probably move him up even higher. Should I? I'm gonna leave him as is right here. I think you probably could talk me into getting him above. I mean, let's just grab the next 2 characters. Buhan and Fat Boo. I think maybe you could talk me into getting him above them. I think so. I think you could. But I'm gonna leave it like this for now. But like, I mean, that's like, you know, if I see a quote tweet where someone's like, "Oh my God, how do you have Buhan in front of Kid Goku? Just swap them around." I go, "Okay, not a big deal, bruh. Not a big deal." But yeah, this guy. I mean, a lot of the team, Tao's team, you know, Dragon Ball Saga, you're gonna have Dragon Ball Seekers. You know, the Ginyu Force characters. Are available to get the Dragon Ball Seeker support. This change right here, so big right here. This is very nice. 7 orbs, I mean, is tough, man. It's tough to get 7 on command. 5 is significantly easier with a Rainbow Orb Changer here. So, I mean, if we're running him in slot 3 to constantly have this extra crit, this extra damage reduction, this 2-turn support is really good. I will take any type of 2-turn support that I could get. This guy's good. Rainbow Orb Changing, support type character, pretty solid. And a word I would use with him is he does feel rather consistent too. You know, I mean, even though he isn't a nuking character, but it's worked pretty well for me to use this guy post Tao release. Buhan, you know, we know how effective he is. Double Orb Changer can do a lot of damage. I mean, he does have some potential weaknesses to some boss mechanics. I mean, as does Path to Power Kid Goku, but they're both effective. Fat Boo, I mean, it's just, he's one of these meme characters, as I call him. You know, when he gets killed, he revives, and then on his next turn, he then could follow it up with a Ghost Usher. It's just a silly combo, quite honestly. This character is going to have value for years to come. Years to come. It's, you know, there's not really much for me to talk about. This guy has been, he's 8. Remember, he came out, what, April 25th of 2024? Something like that? Like, I mean, he's going to turn into one of the best, one of the best characters ever, actually. Yeah, not even, I was going to say one of the best aging characters ever, but what about just straight up one of the best characters ever? What about that? All right? That's what Fat Boo seems to be. Glorio. I've grown to hate this character quite a bit. But, I mean, you're not going to discount this right here, how strong it is. Remember, he can have weaknesses to locking and AoEs and shit like that. But even against those characters, he does have this. But my frustration with him comes, of course, from the big event, Festival of Battles. This guy is definitely, he's a stacker. You could use him in there. I do not think he's very good in Festival of Battles. But, I mean, compared to a lot of other characters on this list, except for the tippity top, I mean, Glorio's at least more usable than, I don't know, like AGL Pycon or something like that. I mean, I like Glorio, but, I mean, he could do a lot of normals. He is essentially a dodge or die character in a very heavy dodge canceling meta. Right around here feels good, but, I mean, again, I cannot discredit how powerful 3-turn support is. Truly broken. At Glorios, yeah, it's crazy. Next, let's just grab the two cells. STR cell and tech cell. These guys are pretty solid. I do like both of these cells. Let's get you right there and you right there. I'm not really too sure what to say about them. We've talked about them a lot. The cell can be pretty effective. I mean, if you run his team, the second cell that doesn't revive certainly can be a little bit less effective, but this guy becomes a very powerful slot 1 tank after he revives, right? Like, once he does this, by the way, I love that he builds defense by attacking, so much better than building defense by getting hit. Duh. That's good. So once you build up that, you pop his active, and he revives. He's crazy. He's very good. And then Tech Cell, double orb changer again, nuking character, just overall very powerful. He's got healing. He's a big bad bosses character. Just a lot to like with this Super Easy A Tech Cell. Super Easy A's are just massive for villains, man. Massive. Absolutely massive. All right, now we move on to the top. I guess we'll just talk about all of the top at the same time. So we have Tao, we have Kefla, we have Hit, and then we have AGL Kid Goku. To me, that's what the top of this looks like. Pretty nuts right now to consider that OG Dragon Ball actually has 2 of what I consider to be the top 4 in here. I think is really, really crazy. Who's the last one I'm looking for? Hit? Yeah, Hit right here. Okay. Yeah, for them to be 2 of the top 4, dude, is so crazy, man. I mean, I do like Ball Saga. I mean, right now, there's probably as little interest in the game as I can ever remember. I mean, part of that's because Dragon Ball Saga DOKKANFEST, but, I mean, it is what it is. At least they made Tao good enough. Like, Tao, to me, is very powerful. When you're going to release a character like Tao, who is going to carry no fanfare with him whatsoever, making them this strong is really good. I am very favorable to Tao. So much, I put Tao, I have him in the same, like, rank as these top characters. I think Tao deserves to be up there. Even though he's up there with 3 characters, this is a stacking character who could, this is one of the strongest characters in the game for Festival Battles. Same here. Same here. Tao's not, though. Tao, okay. Outside of Festival, I would probably say Tao is better than the other 3. Battle hard and formidable foes, Red Zone Blue Goku, Red Zone Jiren, Red Zone Fusion Zamasu. I think Tao's probably a little bit more effective than these other characters. I mean, Hit, that Ghost Usher, man, you cannot ever discount and discredit how ridiculously OP Ghost Ushers are. Hit has the most weakness. Here, let me get rid of these. Hit has the most weakness of the top 4. Hit can very easily get squashed like a bug at the start of these fights. And a lot of people have seen it now by this point, that Hit can get caught. Not like, running, YOLO slot 1ing him or something like that. But like, in slot 2, in slot 3, Hit can get killed turn 1 depending upon the fight, depending upon the situation, depending upon if you have his intro up, right? A couple of different factors for sure. But even with that, once he drops that active, man, it's just so good. Tech Kefla obviously has, their fusion, their, huge effectiveness as the fight goes on. They build up pretty fast, too. like at the start of a fight, they're much more effective than hit. Like they're way better than hit right at the start. But I do think hit, like once you talk about that Ghost Usher again, which is so powerful. I mean, I don't know. Maybe as time goes on, I might be interested in moving hit down. But guys, it's very simple. Respect the fucking Ghost Ushers, man. Like, they are that good. So makes it very difficult for me to push hit down, even though hit certainly dies the most of the top 4. And then Kid Goku is just a juggernaut. Very strong offensively, very strong defensively. How good his offense is going to be is going to matter at what point this procs. Remember, once this activates, it's up for the rest of the turn. Once this activates, it's up for the rest of the turn, right? Remember that. So, you know, his damage or his defense could go up and down a little bit. But, I mean, he's got damage reduction. He's going to have guard. He's stacking. He has a healing active. Like, this Kid Goku is crazy. If you ever feel insane, just remember the fact that Twitter and my comment section told me I was a fucking idiot when I said Tao is good and Kid Goku is good. So, remember, okay? Sometimes the characters, like, we nail it. Oh, that character is this, and it turns out to be true. Other times it doesn't work. But Kid Goku and Tao are fucking good. Okay? So hold that. Is there anything else we need to talk about? Kid Goku is super good. Kid Goku is obviously a lot better, like, next to Chi-Chi when he gets, like, you know, a bunch of those Dragon Ball Saga links up. Yeah, I kind of feel like we're good. Oh, Ginyu. I was close. I actually would have Ginyu at 16. I was debating Ginyu versus AGL Blue Kaioken Goku. And I decided to go with AGL Blue Kaioken Goku. I think Ginyu is a little overhated myself. He's not as bad as people are pretending he is. No way. But he also is really not contributing as much as I would like. I like Ginyu. I think it's going to be pretty rare to see him die. But like if we're running him, we also kind of have to carve out a spot for like Raccoon and Goldo on the team. And I mean, it's things like, so like now those are 2 spots. Our damage is going to go down. Remember, I've said all throughout the year in 2025, damage certainly is more important than it has been in the past, right? And, you know, while he's not going to die, he's also mostly hitting like a feather. So I'm comfortable kind of like this with him out of this top 15. But again, I do think that Ginyu, like if I did a top 20, I would have Ginyu at 16. Kind of unfortunate that he doesn't even hit it in there, but yeah, guys, I don't think so. I do not think so. So let me know what you guys think. And I will catch y'all next time. There we go. Top 15, DOKKANFEST TURs.